How we doing, guys? It's Mario from MF Fly Tying, and tonight I'm going to tie you an F fly, which is a dry fly using CDC. Need to watch what I'm saying because my wife's in the background. She's told me to not speak so Scottish. I don't really know what that means, but we'll give it a go in any case. So in the vise we've got a size 12 full and mill grab gate hook, and the thread I'm using is a Semperfly Nano. So start the thread off, get a bed down, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tail on this. So this is a Textream floral pink thread that I'm using, and I've just doubled it over 3 times, and that is going to create our tail. So halfway down, just make sure it's on the top, tie in that thread, bring it all the way down just to the point where it starts to go round the bend, and just off the back I'm just going to cut that there, cut our waist off up at the top, and then on the way back up we're going to add in some uni pearl for our rib. So on the way back up, I'll get that tied in, tidy up our head, and then back down the thread. Now, if you've got a bit of Velcro, what you might want to do is just tease out those fibres in the tail just so that they splay out, open them up a little bit. They will naturally open up after a bit, but I tend to try and just brush them out a little bit. Once we've got that in, I'm going to use a dubbin, which is a chuck and duck blended dubbin. So this is I actually have a packet to the hand, but this is a kind of brown with it's a mixture of kind of orange and red in it. But you can tie these in various different colours depending on what you wish. I'm going a kind of traditional colour for this particular fly, so don't want your body too big on this, too bulky. So just with every turn, just tighten up your dubbing. And once we're up there, just remove any excess that you've got, and then bring your rib up through your dubbing, just up to the top, and then lock that off. Just like so. Then for the wing, as I said, I'm using this is a CDC wing. Probably using three or four plumes for this, so get them prepared. Just laying one on top of the other, just making sure that the tips all align, because you're not really wanting to cut your CDC if you can avoid it. I tend to leave them a wee bit longer, and if I do, depending on the conditions, if it's a wee bit wavier, then you've got a little bit extra CDC for your shuttlecock. So it's not really sitting properly. So you'll see that they've got a natural curve, and you want the curve to be going over the back, so curving down the way rather than up the way, and hopefully we can get them tied in that they all sit nicely. Just be patient with when you're tying these in. There we go. And the length of your wing, again, it's really your choice, but I tend just to bring it over the back, just in line with the tail in this fly. So once I've got that, pinch and loop, a couple of loose wraps, just make sure that I've got them in place when I'm happy, and then pull down a couple at the front, and then cut off your waste, making sure that you don't cut your thread, and then just tidy up the head of your fly. Had one CDC plume there that just wasn't quite sitting right, so I've sorted that out. And just for the head, just to tidy it up, just a wee bit more dubbing. And finally, just before we finish, I'm just going to add a little bit of varnish to the thread for the bit of finish, and that will hold it in place. And that is your fly complete. If you want, you can take your piece of Velcro, just pull out any of those fibres along the fly. But that is your F-fly. If you enjoyed the video, guys, please give us a thumbs up if you're a subscriber. Thank you very much for joining us again. If you're not a subscriber and you have enjoyed the videos, I'd love a subscribe from you. And for future notifications, please hit the bell now. Take care, guys, and tight lines for the rest of the season. Cheers.